Are these OG altcoins making a comeback? Will the Fed affect Bitcoin this week? And why is this one sector pumping now? This is your Altcoin Buzz News. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Cody, and if you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when we drop latest content. Follow us on Twitter, AltcoinBuzzIO, and as always, not financial advice, and wish you the best of luck in your crypto ventures. Alright guys, welcome back. It looks like Bitcoin is having a bit of a sell-off here. We are making a lower high at this order block here. We are starting to continue downwards here. And we did think that this was going to happen. We did come up just below 100K. We did 99, it looks like 99.6-ish. And then we sold off. We came back, made a lower high here. And it looks like we may continue down towards at least this area around $93,000. I'm expecting us to maybe come somewhere between this zone for the short term. Maybe we bounce back. We can do a little bit of a push through 100K and then come back down. Not entirely sure. We'll have to see what happens at that point. But I do think we go a little bit lower right now. The market has been super frothy, especially over the weekend. A lot of meme coins have been popping off. Actually, a lot of altcoins have been popping off. But a lot of meme coins, especially on Pump Fund, there's like every time we get to this weird meta with like crazy memes and retail comes in and starts doing weird things on Pump Fund, we always seem to be at a local top. And I think we're kind of at that point right now. There's some weird stuff happening on Pump Fund, a lot of weird live streams. So I do think we are in, and we are in the time for a sell-off, probably down here to this $93,000 zone. But also this week we have 3 U.S. economic events that are driving the crypto market sentiment. So starting off, we have all eyes will be on the Federal Reserve on Tuesday for their November 26th Fed minutes meeting, which cover the November 6th FOMC meeting. And traders and investors will be watching to see the FOMC minutes shed more light on how the policymakers assess the economy leading up to the November meeting. The minutes may also show at least some discussion about possible economic implications following the U.S. election outcome, and they come after policymakers voted to cut interest rates by 25 basis points following an initial 50 basis point reduction in September, and investors will look for any clues on whether the pace of rate cuts could drop from there. We do want to see more rate cuts this year, potentially in December. If we're going to get that, who knows? One thing is the jobless claims. So another key U.S. economic event this week is the release of the initial jobless claims on Wednesday, November 27th. And the labor market weakness was a concern through the summer and fall, with rising jobless claims, an increased unemployment rate, and slower monthly job gains. This data influenced the Federal Reserve's decision to cut interest rates by 0.5 percentage point in September. And since then, the labor market has come in better than expected, with the unemployment rate falling from a peak of 4.3% to 4.1%. So if the jobless claims come in better than expected again, we might not have another rate cut in December. And so Bitcoin may continue to sell off a little bit more. It looks like it is right now before the New York Open. So we'll have to watch to see this week for that as well. There's also Thanksgiving on Thursday. A lot of times what happens on big holidays gets reversed, especially American holidays. So whatever happens on Thursday might get reversed fully on Friday or the next Monday. So we have to watch for that this week. There's a lot of trickery that could be happening. And this is also towards the end of the month when a lot of options expire as well. Then we also have the crypto market participants will also be watching Wednesday, October's US PCE or personal consumption expenditures inflation data, which is the Fed's preferred inflation gauge. And the November PCE index on Wednesday is also a good watch. The data will show whether inflation continued to slow in November. At the same time, we also have whales accumulating Bitcoin after the latest price drop last night to around $95,000. So it looks like at least 6 whales bought 1,110 Bitcoin worth $107.7 million at these prices, which probably took us from 95 all the way back up to around $99,000 today before this little bit of sell-off. And then Rec Capital added bull market progress so far. We're about 50% of the way through. The progress will speed up in the parabolic phase. He shares a chart from 2016, 2020, and 2024, and we are just breaking out of this all-time high level, and we are now going into this green box, and the parabolic phase hopefully begins. We've seen a lot of Bitcoin dominance so far. We've started to see just in recent days a lot of altcoins pumping up, a lot of old OG altcoins as well, which we'll get to in a minute. We've seen altcoins start to pump up, but we want to see Bitcoin dominance come down so we can really have that alt season that we're all hoping for, because I'm sure most of us don't have most of our portfolio in Bitcoin. They're mostly in altcoins, which leads me to Cardano, which is primed to continue surging as whales and institutions accumulate ADA. So Cardano is one that we actually covered last week, where in our Discord, which is a free Discord you can join, I gave this call last week for this Cardano trade we took, which played out very nicely in just a couple hours. So this is a high time frame level at 77-ish cents. When Cardano finally broke through this high time frame resistance and reclaimed this level into support, we then took this long and we longed all the way up to around 98 cents, but it actually continued going all the way to $1.15 before it's now starting to come back down. But this was a trade we took in the Discord, so if you want to join, we have that link down below. It's completely free. But this was a high time frame level that we finally broke through, and then whales have also watched it. So you can see here, back in 2022, this was a level of support, and then for months and years, there was a high time frame level of resistance. We finally broke through it, and then of course we went flying. So it looks like Cardano is being bought up by a lot of institutions. So the Layer 1 blockchain is primed to continue its long-awaited price surge, according to crypto analyst Ali Martinez, who says that whales and institutions have been buying into the Ethereum competitor in anticipation of further price increases. The volume of large ADA transactions on the network has surpassed $22 billion per day, and those large transactions appear to be related to high accumulation levels, and whales holding between 1 million to 10 million ADA have increased their positions by more than 100% in the past month. So huge whales are buying a lot more ADA, and especially another key area that Martinez notes is the support level that ADA needs to hold is above 80 cents. And at that price point, 48,000 addresses bought nearly 1.2 billion ADA. And so that level also pretty much lines up with the level that we bought at. This was huge level of resistance, so around 77 to 80 cents. This is where just 1.7 billion ADA was bought up, and we can see this happen very, very clearly here. So that level coincide very nicely with our buy. And ADA is currently trading at $6 at the time of writing, up more than 24% in the last 24 hours. 48% in the past 7 days, and 200% in the last month on a major cap altcoin, which is insane. By now, you've seen that big post-election pump into Bitcoin, taking it past $90,000. But did you notice that Sui is pumping massively as well? It's quickly become one of the leading alts in the market. Sui is killing it in all the big sectors it supports, such as DeFi, where Sui recently crossed $1.5 billion in TVL in record time. Sui's liquidity aggregator DeepBook also launched its Deep token in October. Sui's naming service is launching its NS token in November, with one of the biggest airdrops in the ecosystem so far, as well as gaming, where the new Sui Play OX1 will be the first handheld Web3 gaming device with pre-orders through the roof. And increased access globally with native USDC and Coinbase deposits and withdrawals means getting Sui and USDC no matter where you are is easier than ever. Sui even has a small but growing meme coin market for meme coin lovers. So if you haven't used Sui lately, go give it a try and follow Sui's X account for all the latest updates with the link down below. And then we have other OG coins in GameFi, in the crypto sector of GameFi. I'm kind of surprised too, because these coins haven't seen a pump since around November 2021 to around early 2022. But the GameFi metaverse sectors have taken charge of the next leg of the crypto market rally. So the metaverse platform, the Sandbox, has registered strong network activity, with its native token SAND price gaining more than 100% in the last few days. And as a result, it managed to outperform other top altcoins like XRP and Cardano. Furthermore, on-chain metrics show that SAND's price rally could continue further. According to CryptoQuant, the daily transaction count for SAND has surged to 11,597, reaching the highest in the last 7 days. And apart from the Sandbox's price rally, other GameFi metaverse tokens like Decentraland, Mana, Gala, and Axie Infinity have also joined the party with 25 to 50% gains over the past week. So we can actually see SAND here. This is SAND's a crazy chart. If we take off all the stuff, you can see this is the past couple weeks of SAND, a great rally. And then we have Mana, we have Axie Infinity, and we have Gala. And what's actually interesting is if you show these charts, you can actually see the difference in strength in these, and you can actually kind of see which ones you want to be longing and what has the most strength. And so if I just show you these charts, SAND, Mana, Axie, and Gala, the one that you want to be longing is SAND because of this distance here from one leg to another. So you can see we surged up and we went really far, and then we can't consolidate right here. And then we have Mana, which had a little bit of a pump, but it only made a slightly higher high. And then we have Axie Infinity, which actually didn't even make a high, it made a lower high. And then we have Gala, which is also just kind of a lower high as well. So you can see the difference in these charts, and you can see which one has the strength based on how much of a leg there is in between these different price levels. So SAND is looking great. I can see it I could probably see it do this where it takes out this wick around 70 cents, somewhere down here, and then it continues up higher, and then we probably continue towards $1 if the market can hold up. This is if Bitcoin does end up holding up. If not, we might come back down towards this 61 cent level. But SAND is the one that you want to be looking for. I'm sure they'll all go up at some point, but Axie, Axie's isn't looking as nice. You can see we made this lower high and then we're kind of selling off here. Gala, pretty much the same thing, kind of like a double top here. So these are the ones that you want to be watching for, and this is how you know what you want to buy into strength, where SAND is holding up much better than all of the other ones. Then lastly, we have XLM. So Stellar's XLM record impressive gains in the ongoing crypto market rally, with XRP following a similar upward trend. Both altcoins have outperformed major tokens in the crypto space, but XLM has climbed in the top 5 digital assets by market cap, with XRP ranking 6, targeting spot among the top 5. And so not many people know about Stellar's XLM token, and now Jed McCaleb of Stellar wrote this. A lot of new people looking at Stellar, so I thought I'd write down some quick thoughts about why Stellar is worth your time. In my honest opinion, Stellar is the most underrated and the least understood crypto project. I probably agree. I don't think a lot of people fully understand what Stellar even is. A lot of recent attention, but people are still sleeping on this network. So Stellar already does way more transactions per day than all but 2 networks, 10 times the number of transactions per day than Ethereum. Many real people are already using it for actual real-world transactions. And so many things are just simpler and well thought out. Native stablecoin and token issuing, built-in DEX, on-chain governance, smart contract system that's safer, more performant, and more sustainable. Better foundation for actual good user experience with passkey support, native multi-sig, and it's been one of the best performing chains for years. Its fees have been essentially zero because the protocol is efficient and fast. And so Stellar is looking really good as well. Not this second, but overall on the high time frame, look at that chart. That's just parabolic growth. And so this is actually a level we haven't seen since 2021. So we may be seeing an all-time high coming for Stellar very soon. It's very similar to XRP in terms of real world payments and all that. But yeah, we've come up to an insane level. This just on the weekly chart just looks absolutely insane. I'm sure we'll consolidate for a little bit. We are starting to roll over here, so I'm sure we'll see something like this, and we'll come down to this level before we consolidate and head back upwards if Bitcoin can hold up again. But Stellar Lumens just looks amazing on the high time frame. On this lower 4-hour chart, it might come back down a little bit. But yeah, that just depends on if Bitcoin holds up. And based on this chart from earlier today, it doesn't look like it is. It looks like we're probably going to sell off. Meme coin froth, retail is coming back like crazy, especially with TikTok and Instagram, the reels. People are buying meme coins just based off of TikToks. And so when we get to that point, usually there is a little bit of a sell-off, and I think we're kind of at that point right now. We've seen exhaustion in the meme coin market. I think even WIF, which literally just got listed on Robinhood, is not even holding up that well. This is the Robinhood pump. This is the Coinbase pump. This is the Robinhood pump, which doesn't even seem that impressive right now. It just seems like the market needs to cool off a little bit. So unfortunately, I think we're going to be doing that over the next day or so. We'll see. But yeah, it doesn't look that great. What I'd like to see for strength is us come above this blue box and reclaim this. That's how there would be a bit of a strength, and we're going to $100,000. But in the near term, it doesn't look like that's happening. We'll have to wait for a little bit of a cool off to come back. But yeah, that's it for the video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.